Hey you guys, today we're going to be looking at Master Form. This is the third or fourth drive form received in Kingdom Hearts 2, depending on if you are playing the original game or the final mix version. Master Form is triggered by using both party members on your team regardless of who they are. This changes Sora's clothes yellow, and crosses can be seen on his pants and sleeves. While on the Timeless River, his HUD changes to a yellow hue. His circuits in Tron's world change to yellow. While in Halloween Town, Sora's pumpkin mask changes to a mix between the Valor and Wisdom form masks. These are sewn together to show a balance between physical and magic attacks. In Christmas Town, Sora's hat changes to the cross emblem and his back sports 3 of these emblems. Lightning arcs up around the Keyblade in his right hand, and both of his hands glow yellow. He flips the Keyblade in his right hand occasionally. It is a little bugged out as it passes straight through his hand as it flips. He also spins the Keyblade in his left hand in front of himself, making it spin faster every couple seconds. It does not guard attacks, though that would have been a nice touch. His left hand also has a golden ring around it and seems to constantly be charging. While moving, this will leave behind a gold sparkle effect. Also, while Sora is moving, he will cross his arm and hold both Keyblades to one side. When jumping, Sora crosses the Keyblades in front of himself. Let's move on to the abilities for Master Form. The first 2 abilities are combo finishers. Master Strike will trigger if you are attacking a single enemy, while Disaster will trigger if you are attacking multiple enemies. Master Magic changes your magic and powers it up. Aerial Dodge is the growth ability associated with Master Form and lets Sora perform another jump while in midair. This can also be used to block enemy attacks. Sync Blade equips Sora with another Keyblade, letting him dual wield. Endless Magic lets Sora chain together magic attacks until he runs out of MP. This also takes away magic finishers. Sora is equipped with 2 air combo pluses and 2 draw abilities. The combo pluses let Sora do 2 more attacks in the combo before moving to the finisher. Draw, of course, draws in orbs around Sora. And lastly, MP Haster increases Sora's MP restoration by 50% during MP charge. Let's move on to the combat for Master Form. The only kind of combat Sora can do in this form is aerial combat. Even if you are on the ground, as soon as you start the combo, Sora will jump into the air. If you start on the ground, the first attack has Sora jumping up and flipping himself upside down. He does a horizontal slash with his right hand as he twists in the air. The Keyblade in his left hand moves around Sora during this attack, since his arm is moving during all of the flipping and twisting. The second attack triggers first if you are in midair. Sora spins in the air, pulling his Keyblades to one side before unleashing a horizontal slash that spins him in the other direction. During both spins, Sora actually slashes with the Keyblade in his left hand, though there is no effect seen like the light effect with the horizontal slash. Since Sora has 2 air combo pluses on by default with Master Form, he will alternate between these 2 attacks. You can cut off the end of the attacks and jump straight into the next attack if you hit X fast enough. The first combo finisher has Sora slashing both Keyblades in front of himself, with his right hand going diagonally downwards and his left going horizontally. During the slash, Sora does a flip and comes out of it slashing downwards diagonally with his left hand, before doing a similar slash with his right. He then does an upwards diagonal slash with his left hand before flipping and slashing diagonally downwards with both Keyblades, creating an X pattern. Most of the attacks actually create an X pattern during the slashes. This last dual slash looks incredibly similar to one of Valor Form's air combo finishers. The second combo finisher has Sora casting a magnet, I believe, and spinning around pulling enemies in. During the spins, magnet orbs will spawn and circle around with Sora. At the end of the attack, Sora slices outwards with his Keyblades and pushes enemies outwards with magnet. 2 rays of light spin outwards as well. This last attack shows the blend of magic and physical attacks that Master Form is supposed to be. Let's move on to the magic for Master Form. As I said before, the Endless Magic ability effectively gives Sora only 1 form of magic for each cast, since it takes away the combo finisher. Fire has Sora twisting and dashing forward, casting a normal fire around himself, but also adding the flame orbs that we saw from Wisdom Form. Blizzard has Sora shooting multiple casts of Blizzard out in all directions. Sora's animation during this has him spinning forward, slashing with the Keyblade in his left hand, before flipping backwards during the cast. This is very similar to the old version of Blizzard from Kingdom Hearts 1. This is best used in mid-air since the bottom shots of Blizzard will just hit the ground if it is cast on the ground. Thunder has Sora casting 4 thunders per cast. During the cast, Sora does a cartwheel. He pushes off of his Keyblade while flipping. If you are on the ground, the Thunder cast will have lightning arcing out from the main bolt and hitting the ground, but if you cast this in the air, the lightning will arc out in different directions. Also, if you are locked onto an enemy, you will cartwheel around the enemy, hitting them with thunders. Reflect has a pretty large radius, and Sora slashes outwards with his left hand during the cast. During the cast of magic, Sora twists the Keyblade in his left hand around himself, damaging enemies that are close. The magnet cast also works differently than base form. Base Form does an initial burst of damage when the enemies are dragged in, but Master Form's magnet will damage enemies during the cast as well. Cure does the same kind of cast as Magnet does, damaging enemies if they are close enough. I believe during all of the magic casts that Sword does a bit of physical damage. It's pretty nice and again shows that blend of magic and physical attacks that Master Form embodies. Let's move on to the strategy for Master Form. This is definitely an aerial based form. All of the combo attacks bring you into the air, and being too close to the ground will cut off your attacks sometimes. Even the growth ability is centered on you being in midair to trigger it. I think this form is really cool, but I never really used it. I think the focus on aerial combat kinda made me always feel like I was vulnerable since you don't have many options to guard or evade attacks when you're in the air. You can't trigger aerial dodge during combo, which would have made it a little bit more useful. You can though block an enemy attack with aerial dodge and then go straight into a combo, which is nice. I'm not a huge fan of the 2 air combo plus abilities that come with this form, since you also get a couple plus abilities with base form, making the combo last for a bit too long before you get to a finisher if you have them all equipped. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm pretty active on Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter, so be sure to follow the links in the description below to stay updated. Click the cards on screen to watch some of my form change or drive form breakdowns. Subscribe or share this with someone you think will like it, and I will see you in the next video.